I was gonna say.
Jacob, are you eating?
Yeah, hell, that was my next thing. You eating, mate?
Huh?
Are you
Are
eating?
you eating?
No, I'm good. I'm ready.
Are you sure you're not eating?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
He's definitely eating.
He's definitely eating.
He's been yelling at us for
No,
an
no,
hour
no, no,
now.
no. No. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's
He's
go.
eating. He's
I'm good, I'm
eating.
good.
He's
He's
definitely
eating.
eating. He's been yelling at us for the past hour about
It was
not
one
being
bit of food. All right. I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
not being ready, and now he's eating.
All right.
No, I'm ready. I'm good. I'm good.
He's ready. Are you ready now?
Yes, I'm ready.
I think we've already in sync clap.
We have. So
Yeah,
that's in the
yeah, yeah,
podcast.
we're good, we're good.
Jacob's eating in the podcast.
Yeah, that's in the podcast.
That's a
so
fine.
That's in the podcast now. Yep. Easy.
That's a fine.
It's a fine.
I think that's a $10
Yeah.
fine for our trip to the Gold Coast.
Oh, shut up.
So how much are we saying Lockie's fine is for forgetting his headphones?
Oh, well, hang on a minute here. Hang on a minute.
2 weeks in a row, by the way. It should be a multiplier.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
Right? 2 weeks in a row.
That's 100.
I'll
That's
accept
$50.
$50.
I'll accept it.
He will accept it.
I will
Well, how
accept
much did your headphones cost when you went to go buy them?
$42.
Jesus
It's a
Christ.
rip-off.
Jesus Christ. Okay, that's enough. That's a fine. That's
fine.
fine. That's a fine enough.
That's good. Fine in itself.
All right, you can put $8 into the kitty for us. All right, to
no
make up the
worries,
50.
No worries. Done.
Wait, didn't you tell me there was a $20 pair too, or $12 pair?
It was
Oh my
$15.
$15 pair.
Yeah, but do you have a connector?
Oh,
The
brother.
Yeah, I do it.
Oh, well, you know what? That's all right. It's in the past now. I made a choice, and I've got to live with that choice now.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
They look
How are we, fellas?
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah,
good.
right.
Anyway, boys, welcome to the podcast. Yeah.
Welcome to the-
How we doing?
Good.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Surprisingly, yes, this being an early podcast.
Yeah, surprisingly.
We're an hour late.
Yeah, we are.
Early recorded podcast. Crazy.
He seems a bit fiery over here, Jacob.
What's in one of the
you
weekend?
know.
Calm down.
I know. We won, but we also bloody lost on the weekend too, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well,
Holy.
how about this? Let's go straight into it then.
Yeah, why not?
Golly.
Jesus Christ. Lachlan Galvin. Breaking news from today, this morning. Says bye to the Tigers.
He says
At
piss
the end of
off.
the year. Jake, you're a resident Tigers supporter. How's the heart? How's the feels?
Well, I mean, am I surprised? Not really. Like, if I'm honest, I'm not surprised in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's been wanting to go since the start of last season.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't come out before the start of this season and say he wanted another release from his contract.
So are you still thinking that there might be an early release?
Nah, not this season. He might maybe next season, but I don't reckon this season.
Do you know what I say?
I think if we were 0-5, I reckon potentially, but not the way we're playing now.
Do you want to know what I say?
What do you say?
Drop him to reserve grade.
Drop into reserve.
That's
Reserve grade.
Drop him
Oh, that's
Marty-
right. That's what I
Marty
have.
Fine.
I reckon, yeah.
Drop him to reserve grade. Great.
Okay.
If he doesn't want to commit to a project that is a project, unlike
Yeah.
some projects that are leading to nothing,
Mm-hmm.
I think drop him.
What are you trying to say?
Yep, get him. Honestly,
Give him the flick.
I reckon if it gets, to the point of the season where it looks like we're not going to make the 8, I reckon drop him.
Yeah.
And let
That's-
Fanu take the 6.
I say drop him anyways, even if you are going to make the finals. Oh, it looks
Yeah,
like you're going to make
honestly,
the finals. I'd say drop him. Fuck him.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you did that. They did face the Knights, so I don't think they're finals contenders just yet.
No, I'm not saying that they are, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
anyone that
yeah.
comes up
Yeah.
against the Knights look like a top 4 team. Let's be honest.
So that's true.
Yeah, they
at
do.
this rate, yeah. So that's how it's going at the moment. So we'll get there in a minute.
Doing favourites.
Yeah, I thought they were
They're in the bottom, almost in the bottom 4.
Yeah, I thought
No, we'll be right.
we'll be right.
We'll be strong. We'll be strong at the end. Any other comments? Where do you think he's going to land?
Manly or
I
Parramatta?
reckon Manly. It'll be Manly.
Why Manly?
Because if Parramatta
Both
can
Tigers rejects
afford
go
to-
to Manly and win a
Yeah,
premiership.
pretty
Okay.
much, yeah.
So
And I reckon if Eels didn't want to offer Dylan Brown the same contract as the Knights, they're not going to be able to afford another $1 million contract.
Okay, let me
For
throw
Galvin.
this. Let me throw this situation into you. So, what do Manly want now? Is so they've got. So what you're trying to tell me is that they're going to sign Lachlan Galvin, but they've already got Luke Brooks, and they've already rumoured to have Jamal Fogarty as well. So what happens there?
Hang on.
Well,
hang on.
By the time Galvin gets in, Fogarty will have already been 1 year out of his contract.
Hang on, I'm a bit
And-
confused on this contract actually.
Hang on. No. Stop.
When is he?
Stop.
Okay, I'm stopping. Let's stop.
Jamal Fogarty
Mhm.
hasn't. It's not. It's likely he could go, but it's also not likely he leaves Canberra as well.
Yep.
He's
it's not
meeting
been
with
confirmed yet.
Ricky Stewart this week to see where his future is, and I believe that he's going to stay at Canberra.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he stays too.
I wouldn't
to
be
honest.
surprised
I'm,
if he
I'm,
stays.
Okay.
So
Okay, that's,
I'm
okay.
a believer
Just
of
putting-
him staying.
yes,
Yeah, just want to put that into the universe because Manly's been rumored to be offering 500k to Jamal Fogarty. Now, my question is, Jake, you would have more knowledge of this than I do. When is Lachlan Galvin leaving? Is it at the end of this year or the end of next year?
No, next year.
26. Okay, so I think looking at the thing, I thought was there potential that he's leaving this year? So
Nah, it's next year. So if it was this year, I would say drop him or release him or whatever. But if he's got another year, let him see out playing this year, and then whoever he signs with, just be like, oh, do you want him now? Type thing.
okay. So do we?
Because
think
we got the silver Fiona and Luai, and then we've got enough juniors and stuff that will come through.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't want to be there, just let him go.
all right.
Your intentions can't be to want to find another club, but also not want to release. It's like, come on.
Let's move on to the bigger picture. He's not worth $1 million.
No, he's not.
He hasn't earned
He is
that
not.
contract yet.
He is not worth that much money. I would not be paying that much money for a 19-year-old. That
Hasn't
No,
proven
that
and
has
you know
not
who,
proved
and you know
himself
who the
yet.
only team is going to pay $1 million for him? Is the Tigers. No one else is going to
Yep,
jump in and pay $1 million for him.
exactly right. And I think his agent is doing him some silly
A disservice.
things.
Who's his agent?
I've got no idea.
I'll Google for you, boys.
Yes, his agent is being very silly, and asking for lots of money, so he can
What
get
else?
lots of money, so he can be known as a
Yep.
good agent, even though he's
But
probably.
the thing is, he's not going to get as much money as he would from the Tigers,
No.
which is the stupid thing.
Have a guess.
It's Isaac Moses.
Isaac.
Oh, there we
Moses.
go.
So the man that is very notorious for.
He is the biggest Manly glazer, so he'll probably go to Manly.
Yeah. So I think it's either Manly or Eels. I reckon because
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Yeah, because he's Mitchell Moses' manager too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh, I think
Yeah.
so too. Also, I think a lot of
And then
players.
And then a lot of the Manly players are under his management too. So it's like,
But you've also got Anthony Seibold, who's also under him, I believe.
yep, yeah, he
and
is.
Other people and other people from the Manly club as well.
And that's the rumors why DC is leaving.
Definitely.
We shall have to wait till November 1st, whenever it is that he can sign.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So when he does sign, do you think a 2026 early release is on the cards?
100%.
Probably.
100%. There's no point. I reckon just end the contract at the end of this year and be like, see you later.
There's no point in keeping him if he's
Because
not part of
we're
your
only
future.
paying. I think we're only paying him what, 300k or whatever. So it's not like when if we cut him and we're paying him 300k for his year that he's not there. Big what? 300k. It's not like a 700k player that we're having to pay like
Yeah.
all that money for.
Well, if the Tigers do it smartly, let him run free, let him get that mil. But in that last contract, maybe even offer to pay that 300K that the Tigers are paying now, while the other
Yeah,
team
for that first year.
while the other team, whoever it is, pays that 700K, and
Yeah,
it's smart business for both teams. Both helps out salary cap for that year, kind of thing.
yeah,
So I just think maybe they should be looking at Tigers should be looking at that. Hey, we'll give you 300K. You pay the rest.
Yep.
Kind of thing. So, yeah.
yeah, and then also it's just very like out of any time during the year to do it after a win,
Yeah.
and it's like obviously showing you're building momentum to being like maybe not top 8, but like a fringe, maybe 8th, 9th place team,
Mm.
and you're coming out being like, oh yeah, I'm not going to resign. I feel like it was something you'd wait till like the end of the season, like if like as soon as you like either get eliminated from the finals or you're not going to make the 8, then you come out and be like, oh, I'm not going to resign.
Yeah. Yeah, poor timing, but he's
It's,
only a
it's not
kid,
something you
so-
do round 6. Like, come on.
No, he's only a kid. So, moving swiftly on, we'll leave that to the people upstairs.
Yep.
Tom
Yeah,
Amone.
because if I keep going, we'll be here for an hour podcast. Me
We
just
would
ranting
be.
about Lachlan Gouth.
Yes. Tom Amone being released from the Bulldogs.
Yep.
They've finally seen the path that we saw, I think, a couple of weeks ago, that we put this into, that was rumours that he was not
He's not,
up to
no,
standard.
he's not fit enough.
Wasn't fit enough, so he's got released.
Yeah, he was.
Where to?
No, he's just been released from our top 30.
30?
I don't know. I'll probably go back over to the Super League.
I think the destination is Lead Leopards.
Yes,
He did come from the Lead
definitely.
Leopards.
he wants to go back
So I
home.
think he will go back. So
Oh,
I
back
think
to
he will
his
go back.
that home. Yeah, training apparently was too intense. And he just couldn't cope, and it's just a bit of mutual agreement that yes, you might be a good player, but you aren't fit enough for the system. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to leave. And there was no
Animosity.
and there's no tough blood in the end.
that's good.
So
Well, it's always good if you have a happy divorce between club and player. So,
Yeah.
which is
which is good.
good.
I think I'd be more surprised if he did sign for another NRL team, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like, if he did stay, I think I'd be more shocked at him going to the Super League.
Definitely. I don't think any real NRL clubs would be looking at him
no,
per se. I think maybe go
Probably
back to,
did-
if I was
Yeah, he'll
Tom
probably go back to
Amone
Super
right
League.
now,
Yeah.
go back to Super League, get your fitness up, get your reps in, and then maybe a couple of years' time, come back and see if anyone wants him.
yeah, but he's
I
already
see.
done
Yeah.
that before. That's the issue. And,
Oh, has he?
yeah, because he was at South before
was
he
he?
moved over to the Super League, and
Yeah, he was.
he wasn't fit
Yeah.
enough at South. Then he went over to the Super League, and look, he was good, fit, and then comes back, and then he's unfit and not up to speed. So maybe it's just not for him.
Yeah, maybe it is a Super League. But what else we got here? Knights signed Mason Teague from the Dolphins. You know who Mason
do.
Teague is?
He's all right.
He was alright. Yeah,
He's,
I mean,
he's nothing special, is he?
it's not going to fix the system. Isn't going to help, our Woodpark.
It isn't going to help your
Our rut we're in
your
right now.
bloody mess of a club.
No, it's not going to help us. I mean, a good player, great player, good system player. Good to have a depth. But he isn't going to fix what's there at the moment. So just good signing. I had the same thoughts with James Schiller last year when we signed James Schiller.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the point of signing James Schiller if you've got Fletcher Sharp, but then Fletcher Sharp's just sixth, and then having James Schiller on the wing, it made sense then. Doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense now, but makes sense now. So it's probably one of those signings.
Yeah.
So it's like, where are you going to fit him, really?
Yeah,
kind
definitely.
of thing. So, your thoughts, boys, on the Jonathan Thurston, Spencer Leniu
Spencer Lenu's a
Confront-
flop.
confrontation?
He's a flop.
Okay. Yeah.
Honestly, as if you're gonna disrespect one of the greats of the game.
Okay.
Like what Jonathan Thurston did when that whole incident went over last year was totally understandable. Like there's no place for it, racism in the game. There's no
Correct.
no place, and it's just not needed.
Correct.
And
Yep.
to come out and say to him as he was walking off when he was getting booed off, to call him a F-wit and a see
does
you next Tuesday, it's a bit like there's a reason Penrith got rid of him, I reckon. He's just not,
Yep, definitely.
he's a bit of a hothead. And I think if he doesn't fix up, he is going to land himself in some hot water very, very soon.
Now, so on this podcast, so viewers don't look at us and go, "Why do you have the same opinion?" I'm going to oppose your opinion.
Yes.
So we can, have a bit of a debate
Yes.
here. Everything you said is probably correct. He shouldn't. Yes, he shouldn't have done what he done. You ban it straight away. You should not have. It's not a place in this country, in this sport, in the culture.
Anywhere.
Anyway, life. However, I will go and say that maybe there are rumours, and what I've seen online is that Thurston's come up to him multiple times to get an interview, and Spencer Leniu said no.
Are you talking about after the game?
I'm talking about after the game,
Yeah.
where he's
I
come
think
up and
I think they
approached
were doing before the game too.
and before the game, and Spencer's told him no, and this has been a build up, and probably that's what's happened, kind of thing, So I think maybe you gotta kind of read the room,
Yeah, you got to read the room. But
I'm saying on both sides.
No,
both
I
sides,
agree.
definitely.
But it's not Thurston's job to go to different players. He's been told which players he needs to go interview,
Yep.
and obviously Spencer Leniu was one of them, and he tried, and obviously it wasn't working, so he thought he would try again, but it just didn't work. And that's not. I wouldn't say that's Thurston's fault. I think that's Channel 9's fault for
definitely.
trying to force
100%,
force
yeah.
something that
Definitely.
shouldn't happen.
Definitely. I think what you've just said, I think maybe Thurston's hands were tied, but he's like, look, I've got to do this interview.
Yeah.
We don't know what is said, but what have these two said.
Yeah.
We don't know the interactions they've had, and probably Spencer doesn't know that they're trying to get him for an interview. It just so happens that I think in any other situation, if you say that's Billy Slater, I think this is a different outcome.
Yeah, I think he does.
But unfortunately, it's Jonathan Thurston.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's Jonathan Thurston, which I think they've butt heads last year about the incident surrounding Spencer Leniu. I just think that probably blew up out of proportion, maybe, kind of thing. But I wouldn't say blow up out of proportion.
I honestly think it should have been done privately. Like, you don't.
Definitely.
Sure, you can have a blow up and stuff. That's.
Yeah.
You're right, but you don't do it publicly in front of all the cameras and whatnot.
No.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely not. So I just think, Channel 9 should have done the right thing and would have, if Spencer said no the first time, just don't keep going at it.
Yeah, they should have listened. Yeah, they should have listened.
Because this is what happens. You find a different player. There's probably a lot of other players out. There's 30...
there's 36 other players.
Yeah,
on,
30.
On the bench, on the field, whatever.
Yeah.
Once says no, you've got another 35 other players to go talk to.
Exactly.
Definitely. So
I still thought. Oh well.
Let's just try and put it into.
Move on. Yeah.
Let's move on. So, Western Australia looking at a possible team. So, I'll give you guys some background. So, early 2024.
Oh, they're still looking at that.
They were talking about bringing the North Sydney Bears back, but based in Western Australia. Those talks then late last year, early this year, those talks diminished. were pretty much broken and non-existent. The NRL were looking somewhere else. But however, on Saturday they were looking the PM, not the PM. Premier, that's the one I was looking for. Had talks with Peter V'landys, and there are now positive connections and positive talks of getting the Western Bears back into the talk. My question is to you, and for you, Jake, and for you, Noah, and for our audience. We saw on the weekend how very fatigued and very slow those games are.
Not only that. Yes, not only that, but I don't know if there's actually enough talent in the NRL to go around to create another team.
Yeah, not with the
I think
salary.
it's too early. I think it's too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just had the Dolphins.
Like, yeah,
we're now
and
getting
it's
the
been
PNG.
what? And has it been the third year of the Dolphins?
Yeah,
Yep.
this is their third year.
Third year, yeah.
Yeah, and this is their last year of their boosted salary cap, right?
Yep.
So what their third year, and they've still got a boosted salary cap, and they're 14th on the ladder.
Yeah,
And
they had Wayne Bennett, and they had Wayne Bennett the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Didn't make the 8.
yeah.
I think
And like they've got
I-
all this talent, right? And
Yeah.
they've got all this talent, right? And they're
Yeah.
struggling.
Yeah,
I just think they're
It's
trying
like
to expand.
you can't add another team.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to expand too quick.
yeah, too big.
Yeah,
I think this is where you probably need to start thinking of a draft.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're just going to have this salary cap system, which I'm all for. I'm all for having
but
the salary cap system.
Every sport has a salary cap, but most
Exactly.
sports do have a draft.
Most sports do have a draft. So if they want to expand and they want to expand quickly, they need to really think about putting in a draft.
Yeah.
They really need to think about actually model and it's going to kill them because it's the rival code, but they've got to model what the AFL does. Or if they want to tap into that American market, model what the NFL do in their draft, because it would help them so much to gather all this talent and then disperse it equally.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
I just think that needs to be looked at possibly, and then maybe that expansion or two expansion teams, because they're looking at two expansion teams.
Yeah, I know.
Because the PNG's already, I think everyone's just forgot about the PNG side that's been announced.
Have they confirmed that, or is it? Have they confirmed that, or not really?
I think that it is confirmed.
I haven't seen it's confirmed, but I think I think they are the next team to come in if there is another team.
Yeah, I definitely
But
think so.
I think they need to wait longer because, the gap between the Titans and the Dolphins is it's 18 years, right? Or no, 17 years.
Yeah, so it is confirmed. So, I'm looking on the Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. All right, this is from the Wikipedia article that I'm reading right now, so take it with a grain of salt because we know,
Wikipedia isn't
reliable. So it is as yet unnamed professional rugby league football team based in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, will compete in Australia's National Rugby League from the 2028 season.
Oh.
They will play their first ever game. Ready? Against the Sydney Roosters in round 1 of 2028 season in Port Moresby. So take it with a grain of salt.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay,
massive grain of salt. Yeah.
Take it with a massive grain of salt. 0 tackle. The NRL announced that Papua New Guinea will become the league's 18th team from 2028.
Okay.
So this is from 0 tackle, so they're pretty reliable.
Yeah.
So they are looking. So it is confirmed that there is a Papua New Guinea team coming in for 2028. There's no team names just yet, or logos or anything, but I think that would happen next year.
Yeah.
Next year or the year after.
Yeah, but what I think is we had 16 years from the gap between the Titans and the Dolphins, right?
Correct.
And even then, the Titans have struggled to make the 8, make it past the first week of the finals and whatnot,
Yeah.
and constantly around the bottom. The last since their final against the Roosters, they've been around the bottom pretty much.
Yeah.
And then now 5 years after the Dolphins, we're just going to chuck in another team when
sounds like that.
they're now struggling to not make.
I think
I think they
probably-
needed to wait until at least the Dolphins got in the 8, right?
Hmm.
To even start thinking about
I think
it.
they
'Cause, like,
should have waited between the Titans and Dolphins. We're actually pretty good financially.
yeah, because like
and
this isn't.
ability.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, because
on the rugby league field.
the only reasons the Dolphins did so well the first 2 seasons because they've got that boosted cap, so they could drag players
And
like they
even
did from
then-
the Storm. They pretty much took the Storm's front line, and then because they had a boosted salary cap and could pay them all that money, and now that it's pretty much ending, I think it's this season or next season, they're going to fall off a cliff pretty much.
It'd be interesting to see because I do have signed a lot of very unders talent. You get what I mean? Like Jake Averillo probably wouldn't go up there for much.
Yeah.
I don't think. Jeremy Marshall King, I don't think would be up there for much.
On much, no.
Like Cody Nicarima
Yeah.
wouldn't be up there for much. Who else is a player that wouldn't be on much? Like Josh Kerr,
Yeah, he won't be.
Ray Stone,
Yeah,
Kurt Donahue.
Yeah. Oh, he's a junior.
Like, I think he's a junior. So I think maybe your highest paid would probably be Hamaso,
Herbie.
Herbie.
Jermaine
all
Osaka.
the forwards. A lot of the forwards would be paid a lot because they got
Yeah.
dragged from the Storm.
Yeah. Tom Gilbert
Mm.
and Tom Flegler will definitely be my 2 forwards that would cost a lot.
Yep.
And maybe throwing
And
Fles too.
Poi Kafusi as well.
Yeah, Kafusi as well. So yeah, I think-
Kafusi, yeah. Probably Mark Nichols too. Probably got paid a decent amount.
yeah.
Because
maybe
he was in that Rabbitohs team that made the grand final, and then the next year he's gone to the Rabbits.
Yeah.
Gone to the Dolphins. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think and I know Wayne Bennett really likes Mark Nichols, so maybe we might see something
Maybe
go
goes back down
down
to the Rabbits.
back down to the Rabbits.
I don't know. Maybe.
Speaking of rumours, there are rumours going around. Big rumours that I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
hearing.
Oh yeah.
Big rumours.
Big rumors.
Big rumours that there could be this potential of Dylan Edwards could be dropped. Have you heard?
How's that
any
got
of
to
this?
do with the South?
I don't know. I just heard rumours and I was like, oh,
No.
rumours.
No, I thought you were pointing to the fact
Yeah, I thought you were.
there
I
might
thought
be
you were stirring up another-
70,000 people going to the Good Friday game on Friday.
Oh no, I didn't say that. No, I didn't think of it. No, yeah, but yes, 70,000
Predicted 70,000.
Predicted, yeah. Jesus Christ, that's a grand final level. That.
Yes, it is.
That's
ridiculous.
I think that's a custom
Where are they-
both
Where
teams
are they playing at?
Acor.
They're playing at a call.
Accor Stadium.
That's
Whoa.
probably custom to how well both teams are playing.
Yeah, definitely. If one team was playing poorly, you wouldn't get 70,000.
No, but you've
Actually, sorry, I take it back. If the Dogs weren't playing well, because we know, like, let's
South
say
have
over
always
half that's
played.
gonna be Dog supporters,
South,
right?
yeah. South are always like usually good, right? And they don't usually
Yeah.
pull at Good Friday. This is all down to the
Yeah.
Bulldogs playing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Bulldogs, yeah. Let's say the Bulldogs were like outside the 8, I don't reckon
No chance. You wouldn't get
you'd get
70,000.
You get 70. Even if they're like sitting around the 8, you wouldn't get 70,000.
No.
It's the fact that they're first, undefeated,
Yeah. You going
and it's a Good Friday.
no one's
Yeah.
not going to that game.
I don't think
Oh,
I
boo.
would want to go to that game anyways.
No, I wouldn't go.
Yeah, probably not. No, definitely not.
70,000 people. It's
Plus the
incredible,
Easter show.
Plus
Oh,
the
fuck,
Easter
no.
show.
Imagine
Yeah,
trying to get
yeah,
out of
actually-
there.
Jesus.
Imagine getting out of there. No way.
Mate, there's going to be like 1 million people at that.
Yeah, it's probably like over 200,000 people
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Good for. I think that's good for the game because we see so
Yeah.
many. And this is what I was going to talk about last week, actually, about the stadiums. Because when you're sitting at home and you're watching a game, and you're watching a game that's not, let's say, the Titans game, the Titans game, or fortunately, we're throwing the All Blokes as well, the Bulldogs games sometimes. Previously,
I was gonna say it's
Previously.
No, the only reason I want to hang on. So let me just butt in there. It's not our fault that we are playing at a stadium that holds 86,000
This is
people.
This is where I was about to go at. This is where I
because
was
we
about
would
to
sell
go
out most stadiums that hold
If let's say
26,000.
let's say you play out of Belmore,
Uh,
mate, you're selling Belmore out like 10 times
That's why
over.
we're upgrading it.
Yeah, I just think maybe the NRL should be looking at saving a core stadium for your state of origins for your finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Accord's too big of a stadium.
Yeah, it's too big.
Like you could go to Combank, or you could go to the one by the cricket ground, which may be a bit more of a bit of an air for the Bulldogs, but like at least the one out by Parramatta, that's like a decent.
Or how about
But
this?
Accord's
just
just
build a new
Accord's is
stadium.
way too big.
That's why they're upgrading Belmore. They're upgrading Belmore for that reason.
Yeah, because I just don't think any team. Jeez, I'm going to sneeze again. Bloody hell, take over, quick.
Never mind. It's a
Okay.
false sneeze. Oh no! Hello.
Okay, that's why I think South Sydney need to leave.
Yes.
a core stadium.
Yes.
Because so many times you're looking in your couch on your lounge, and you're looking
And
at
it looks
your TV,
empty, right?
and it's empty, half empty.
Half empty.
What? Okay, so
Oh,
like
not half empty.
No, it's more than half empty.
More than half empty.
They had-
it's
they
like
had-
3/4 empty.
They had 7,000 people turn up to their game last.
Yeah, 7,000 people for an
Like-
80,000.
86,000.
Like the
86 stadium.
Rabbitohs Roosters game, right?
Yeah.
There was 22,000 people there for Rabbitohs
what?
Roosters game. That's
You know where you should have put that?
Allianz.
You've got
Yeah,
Allianz.
I don't know why they didn't put it there.
Allianz. Yep.
You've got Allianz.
You know what?
there.
Allianz probably would have drawn like 30, I reckon, if they got to Allianz.
Definitely.
Especially now, Allianz is easy to get to with the trams. All right.
Yeah.
It's just a better
I'd
spot.
say now
It is.
Accord's probably harder to get to than Allianz.
It is. I think a
Yeah.
core is, and I think you just got to save a core for those big games. Like I think you need to scrap the home. Like I think once you get to the semi-finals, I think you need
Yeah,
to
when you get
scrap
to the
home game advantage, and you just play it at a core.
No, I don't like that. No,
like it?
because what if the Broncos finish in a home final spot? Then they have to come down to Sydney, lose all the home ground advantage of finishing in that spot, and play in Sydney. That's not fair on teams that have worked their ass off
Fair enough.
during the year to get in these spots.
So how are we going to make a core stadium an attraction?
Just make it for state of origin. Stop having it at bloody Perth or Adelaide or Melbourne. Stop having it there. It's New South Wales versus Queensland for a reason. And you go back to alternating it between Suncorp has 2 and then Acor has 2. We need to, I get expanding, but this is the only time of the year where New South Wales and Queensland are on their own. We can't be going to different states.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I agree with you. But
Because
Yeah, that's what I agree to as well.
we shouldn't have
It gets rid
to.
of home field advantage,
Yeah,
and it's ridiculous.
us New South Wales fans or Queensland fans, we shouldn't have to pay extra money out of our pocket to go travel to Melbourne or Adelaide or Perth to watch a state v state game. So
definitely. Yeah, I think it's just
Or they should make it not every year, because remember when it used to be like, once every 3 or 4 years they'd go down to Melbourne,
yeah,
and now it's every year. Every year the second game's going to
going to Perth or
Melbourne,
See, I
Adelaide,
think
or is it the
that was
first
a
whatever?
spectacle,
Yeah,
though. Like going down to Melbourne every 4
yeah.
years.
No, that was
Or
alright.
going to Perth every
Yeah.
4 years because that was
it
This
was
was-
good. It was like,
yeah.
it's exciting.
yeah. But now
But now it's like, oh great, we're going to Melbourne for game 2.
Yeah,
Like, even though the
Perth
majority of
this
the
year.
time when we go to a game that's not New South Wales or Queensland, New South Wales generally wins the game that's not in one of the states. It's like you're going to somewhere that's not being represented, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I think you just need that bit of iron, I guess, into Queensland versus New South Wales because you're making it too much
Yeah.
more of a spectacle.
Yeah.
Where the spectacle was New South Wales versus Queensland. You can't make,
Yeah.
trying to incorporate other states in. That's great. That's fantastic. But then you're just going to lose a lot of fortune. Like 80,000 people, 86,000 people at a Court Stadium versus they're going to Optus Stadium,
Which only holds 50 or 60,000.
50 or 60,000.
Yeah,
You're losing
60,000, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you're losing
You're losing profit.
26,000.
And you're losing profit. You're
Exactly.
losing profit by just flying over there
Yes.
too. Like
Exactly. You know,
you're flying both teams out there. You're flying all the camera crew, whatever you're
Mm.
doing, and then plus you might not even sell out. You might not even sell out Optus Stadium or
No.
the MCG or Adelaide Oval or
don't-
whatever.
yeah, I don't think so.
And
if
I
they are,
think the only place they sell out is MCG, and that's not very often.
No.
no, not very often. So, but
I don't
will
think
say,
they've sold out MCG in a long time.
I don't think so.
No.
Either. I will say my final point: if you are going to send a team to Perth, do not make him send it. Do not go to Optus Stadium and play.
No.
You saw the crowd on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Don't. That's not. No point because you're just going to have holes everywhere. It's not going to look good. You know they've got the rectangle field, Perth Park. Down
There's
the road.
there's not enough seats.
Well, you might need to upgrade it.
Yeah, but they're not.
before they come in.
They won't do that. Perth won't do that because they already spent all this money on Optus Stadium. They're not going to do that for another ground.
You just, I just think you need to find a way to incorporate and make sure that Perth, that Optus Stadium looks good, like you do in Newcastle, like you do at Campbelltown,
Yeah.
like you do in Belmore. Give me another stadium that looks good when it's full.
But
Shark Park.
Shark.
Yeah, Shark Park.
Half of it's
Mount Smart. Mount Smart's a good one.
Yeah, Mount Smart.
Mount Smart's a good one.
mainly same ground. Brookvale.
Brookie is there, so
Brookie.
they all have something in common. It's regional. It's tightly fit. You fit in 12 to 26,000. You know, or in some cases, if you're at McDonald Jones, you're 30,000.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just thought I'll put that in there.
You guys sold out last week on the weekend. You only got 25k.
Correct.
Just letting you know. I just checked.
Did we sell out?
You sure it was a
Yeah, you
sellout? There was
sold
a
out,
lot of empty
yeah.
seats.
They said they posted on their web. They posted on Facebook that they sold out.
Oh.
Yeah, well, sometimes people like to lie.
Some people just
I
don't
think-
show
I
up
think, you know,
sometimes too.
Yeah, or that's also true.
I think a lot of Knight fans just left after half time. To be honest.
You wouldn't be surprised. What is the seats at McDonald Jones? So capacity is 30,000 with 23,000 seated.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So it is. So you probably were right. It probably was a sellout, but a lot of people probably chose to stand on the edge because they're really
Oh,
pretty cool
Yeah, fair.
to
Yeah.
stand out. So that's probably why there were probably so many empty seats.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Moving on.
All right.
Moving on.
Yes.
Let's get
Also, I have
into
my
these
note.
games over the weekend, fellas.
Yes.
What was that?
Let's get into these games from the weekend.
All right. Do we have to?
I think we do.
Yes, we sure do.
Look, I don't. Okay, let's. From the top.
Yep.
Make a drop. First game that we had. So this is our review of the games that has happened. Our first game, another shocker. Dolphins 30, Panthers 12.
Yep.
Panthers in the mud.
Yep.
Panthers in the garbage. Panthers not winning the premiership this
Cleary
year.
can't do it without Luai.
No.
Panthers can't do it without Luai.
Cleary-
I think there's a lot of other
Cleary
factors
stinks.
than just Luai.
Cleary can't, you know.
He stinks without Luai. Keep going. We can be here all night.
I think there's a lot of other factors than just missing Luai. I think
What do you think those factors are?
Oh,
I think
and
everyone's
Fisher
forgetting.
Harris too.
I think everyone's forgetting how big James Fisher Harris was for Panthers,
Oh, definitely, yes.
and I think they don't have that second enforcer to go with Moses Leota. That dominates the first 20 minutes, first 25, 30 minutes. Because that's what they always did. Dominate the first 30 minutes, and then they're on top of the rest of the game. And they don't have that anymore without Fisher Harris. And
Just seen the Dolphins just rolled
yeah,
them. Like Daniel Saifidi and who was the other prop? Kafusi.
yes.
Pretty much just rolled,
Yeah,
went through the middle, and their back five was really
Yeah,
good
picked
as
them
well.
apart pretty much. Yeah,
The Dolphins' back five were really
Yes.
good. I don't think we need to
and
discredit.
like you're saying, that first 30 minutes, if they had those two, they wouldn't have let them score 18 points in the first 30 minutes, but they did this week.
Yeah, we can't discredit. We can talk about how terrible the Panthers were, but you can't discredit how good
Dolphins
Dolphins
were
were.
very good.
How good
The
Dolphins were, yeah.
really
Dolphins were
good.
very good.
I think it contradicts your point, Jack, that you're having right now. Yes, they're 14th, but I think they're
On the up.
they're on the
Yeah,
up.
two
They're
in a
going
row.
up.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah, definitely. They're not like, I'm not saying that
They're
they're
my
like
hot team of
going
the
to be
week.
like fighting for the spoon, but at the moment they're a bit
I wouldn't think they're fighting for
inconsistent.
the
I wouldn't
spoon.
even know. They
No,
weren't
they wouldn't.
fighting
No, that's
either.
what I'm saying. Like,
No,
I know
no,
they're
no.
14th, but they're definitely not fighting. They're a bit inconsistent, honestly.
Yeah, I think they
Like,
are. I
that-
think they need to find some
They
form.
need to get a bit more consistent. Like they're playing the Storm next week, and they play like this to be even in a chance of winning.
Yeah.
Because
so-
I honestly think if they're not playing like they did against the Panthers, it's gonna be like 40 points.
Yeah, so I just think they're on track. Dolphins are looking good. Panthers need to. Good.
Yeah.
I think Panthers need to find that an extra. Need to find something quickly, otherwise it's going to get very, very bad very, very quickly,
Yep, definitely. Yep.
and that's not looking good.
No.
That's not going to be good because
I
you've
think
got
their problem is this: like they've got that missing like James Fisher Harris, but that six, their six is not doing like
Well, they
what they've
Jack
got.
Cole.
well they keep doing what Newcastle did last year and rotating that six.
I think Jack Cole
Yeah.
was injured for this game.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he's been out for the last
And
couple
so you
weeks,
got
but he's
Blaze
not.
Talongi.
But even then, I don't know why them. Yeah, Blaze Tongue is not doing what he should be doing.
They've got Brad
He's-
Schneider on the
Yeah,
bench.
they should be using
Like,
him.
They should be using him instead of Blaze Talongi.
And they've got Dane Laurie too, who can do just as good of a job. Honestly,
Who'd you say, Jake?
like if they Dane
Laurie.
Laurie,
Oh, Dane Laurie. Yeah, Dane Laurie definitely played really well in
like
that first game.
I reckon he would have done a better job at six than Blaze Tongue would have on the weekend. Honestly,
Definitely. So, what are you looking for the Panthers this week?
Consistency.
Consistency. Yeah.
Who they're playing?
Roosters.
Roosters. Oh,
It's going to be a good game.
That will be a good game. I think they just need
didn't they
to.
just play them the other week? Jesus.
Yep.
They need to dominate that. That
They do
forward
definitely.
pack.
Yep.
So I just think they need a couple of big boys.
Yep.
In there just to hopefully get them going.
Do you think they need to sign an alpha, like a Stefano or a James Fisher Harris?
Oh yeah,
like,
100%.
So who in the
Yeah,
NRL are
definitely.
you looking at?
Don't know.
They're missing that prop.
There's nobody really out there that's on
No,
the
there's
market.
not.
Not really. So
No.
they might have to
Hey.
look within.
Look within, or maybe go into the Super League market.
Yeah, Super Leagues.
Yeah.
But you got to find the right Super
Yeah,
League
of course.
players. Otherwise, you're going to find another Tom Amone.
Yeah. Well, maybe they just go.
Yeah,
Let's
or
just get
Lewis
Tom
Dodd.
Amone and see what happens.
Yeah, you could do that. Definitely.
Honestly, yeah.
Can't be any worse
Give
than
him a
what they've
go.
got at the moment.
No, that's true.
Exactly.
So you got to try something. Dragons 38, Titans 16. Nothing really too flashy. Dragons consistent. Tigers, Titans in the mud.
Oh, but I thought they were your premiership
Well, the
favourites,
Titans
mate.
are going to win the premiership.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
they
win
are
your
still gonna-
Titans are going to win the
premiership,
Yeah, they
grand
still are.
final.
They're in the rut. At the
Oh, are
moment.
They're going to win the grand final this year.
Yeah, they're in the rut at the moment. So you know,
How many
just
wins have they got? How many
Huh?
wins have they got?
they got two. They got two. So they're in the rut at the
They
moment.
got two. Which team did they beat against? Sorry, which was one of the teams they beat?
Yeah.
I think they
No,
beat the
Newcastle
Roosters.
Knights.
You,
I think they beat Newcastle Knights.
You silly boy.
Did they? Oh, I
You
can't remember
silly
that long
boy.
ago. What's happened between then and now? Next game, Broncos 16, Roosters 26.
Another shock.
Another shocker.
Honestly, yeah, another shocker.
Just Broncos not being
thoughts?
consistent.
Yeah, consistency.
Yeah.
there.
You know what? Another inconsistent Queensland team. Something's sticking out there a little bit, to be honest.
Queensland teams, they've been not being consistent.
Yeah, but they'll probably win Origin this year, won't they?
They probably will.
Yeah, they're probably
They say
they'll probably
so.
beat us, to be honest. Yeah.
Yes. Any thoughts on this game? Big shout out to Hugo. Hugo,
It was alright.
He was really good.
alright.
He found
Mate,
he did a lot of things a halfback don't do, and that's find the grass,
Yes.
which I really
Yes.
liked. And halfback should be doing that more often, finding
Yes.
grass.
And you know what?
Because it gives that time.
definitely not as bad as Chad Townsend.
Definitely better. than
somehow
Chad Townsend.
somehow he's an upgrade, and that's
He's a second row playing halfback.
honestly.
He's
second-
actually
second
he's
row playing a
halfback
half.
coming through
Yeah,
juniors.
I know.
So he's a halfback, but yes, but
He's a second
rower.
rower.
He's a second
Playing
rower.
halfback.
He's a
6
fucking
foot 4.
unit. He's almost 2 meters.
Yeah,
Jesus.
he's a unit. He's a big boy.
He's big, tall boy.
Maybe that's what the Roosters need in the halves.
Maybe.
It could be, but it could be what they were looking for in place of Sam Walker.
Yeah, maybe.
For now.
Yep. For now, once Sam Walker's back, he's back in the team. Yeah.
Of course. I think Sam. If Hugo plays well, maybe they might have some difficulties in
Conversations
where do you put,
in the 14, maybe.
yeah, Hugo maybe to 14,
Yeah.
or maybe Sanders Smith to 14, depending on how Sanders
No,
Smith's
you
going.
probably put Hugo 14 because then you got that cover going into the halves,
Yeah, because he's a good. That's a good utility
Because-
player. Plays the halves, plays the forward.
and then you could move Sandon Smith into 9. But you probably want Sandon Smith on the field as much as possible, more than Hugo.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And you
definitely.
don't really want to
'Cause
get
he's-
rid of Watson.
Yeah.
He's definitely a standout for
the
this
9.
year, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sandow Smith.
Yeah. So, any other further things about that game?
No.
No,
I think we
moving
talked
on.
about the game at the start. Pretty much talked about the main bit at the start of the podcast
Yeah, pretty much. I
with
think
Spencer and that. That's pretty much the biggest thing that came out of that game.
Yeah, I think so.
Wasn't even on the
too.
game.
Yeah, I know.
Wasn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when that happens, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We really want to talk about the game, but really there was nothing. The incident with Lenu and Thurston outshone
Yeah.
this game, so very unfortunate. First game in Perth, 24 to the Sharks, 18 Manly.
Battle of the inconsistencies.
Yeah, pretty
And-
much.
Pretty much,
was the
yeah.
most least consistent? Manly.
Manly.
Shock.
Manly, yeah.
Shock.
Yeah, so again, without Tommy Turbo, Manly lose. Sharks do very well this year. What I've noticed this year for the Sharks, they do really well when they're unprepared. Oh yeah, something's going on out there. Don't know what's going on out there. But what I've noticed is if the Sharks come unprepared, they actually play better. So, like in that game against the Cowboys early this year, they were actually less prepared. A lot of them had sickness. A lot of them were very ill, but came out and beat the Cowboys. This game here, Adam Fanua-Blake and Brett Nickera didn't come till the day before and come out and win. So maybe it's unpreparedness that gets this team
Maybe.
hyped up, ready to go.
Maybe that's
But
the
again,
thing.
goal kicking makes this closer than what it should be. If they got all their goals, it's 30-18, and it's not close.
Yeah, you're right.
Definitely. Nico Hearns
Inconsistent goal
was kicking, so
Yeah.
maybe we should give the Braden Schindel
Maybe.
get his Supercoach points up. So,
Yeah.
Is that 'cause you've got him?
Correct. I might need a score check here. Cowboys 25, Rabbitohs 16. So we're going to quickly
Nah, it's
check.
24.
24?
Yes.
Why,
24.
Why do I have 25?
I think you might have just.
Yeah, misread that maybe.
Yeah.
Cowboys 24, Rabbitohs 16. This was a good game. I actually think this is my match of the round.
Cowboys were good, eh?
Cowboys were
They
good.
looked good.
Rabbitohs were
They
also
were.
good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Rabbits were also really good, but I think Cowboys just
Yeah.
out
A little bit
outstriked
better.
them.
Yeah.
just a little
Yeah.
bit better to get them that little bit of points. Again, I think going back to Jake's goal kicking, Latrell Mitchell's goal kicking would make this closer than it is.
Yeah.
I think.
Mhm.
Looking at
Yeah, Scott Drinkwater kicked 4 from 6, so not
Yeah.
really.
4th and 6th, and not really. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't have. No, it would have been
No.
if they were better. It would have been 28-18. Yeah, no.
Yeah, true. Okay,
But what I want to say about this game is that controversial penalty that led to a
Jack
try.
Whiten. Is that the Jack
I
Whiten
don't
one?
reckon that. Yeah, that's not a hip drop any day of the week. Like,
Ooh. What do you think?
Well, if we're going like I think there's nothing Jack White can do in that situation.
exactly right. Yeah, like
There's nothing he can
he's
do.
diving after a player that's in front of him.
Yeah. But if we're going on the that's bright. If we're going off the rules of the rule book, it is technically hit drop tackle, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Just the way
'cause,
it
like,
happens.
Yeah, the way he tackles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you do?
You
in
know
that
what's funny?
situation?
No, that's what
If he tackles any lower, than that, it's not a hip drop. That's
No.
like, that's if he like dives for him or like try and grabs him like below his shoulders. That's not a hip drop.
yeah.
He doesn't fall like that. He doesn't fall into a hip drop motion. So it's like, I can see both sides of the argument, but it's like,
Yeah.
do you not tackle and let him score, or do you tackle and like potentially get a hip drop? And yeah.
The penalty
Because
that
like
cost
when
him the
he
game.
when he tackled him, the player didn't get injured, so it's like it's a bit of a not
Yeah.
I think it just depends on if he does get injured. Maybe you need to look at it as a kind of penalty. But if he's just gone up straight away, then
Yeah.
But it's also
not
like
really
the
no
way
point.
he tackled him is kind of like how Munster tackled who was it the other week? I think it was when they played Penrith, I think, and he did that tackle from behind and took out their legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like that in a way. So like you can't not penalise one and then penalise the other
Yeah, you gotta do both.
type thing. So like I kind of see where
Yeah.
they're coming from.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the rules are the rules.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Little rules.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? I want to say credit to the bunker in that situation for getting that decision right, I guess. Because
Yeah, exactly.
yes,
Yeah.
Scott
Yeah,
Drinkwater
that's fair.
didn't stay down injured, but they acted on it quick and were like, actually, that is a hit drop tackle.
Yeah.
And we need to get
Yeah.
that out of our game.
Yeah.
So
That's the one time probably we'll give anyone the bunker the
Yeah.
credit. You
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
Unless you are a Rabbitohs supporter.
yeah.
But if you're a
Yeah.
neutral like we all three of us are for this game, then
Yeah.
definitely.
Good calls. Yeah.
Good calls. Briefly touch over the two next games.
The
Raiders,
two floggings of the week.
pretty much two floggings, so there's really not much to talk about. Raiders 50, Eels 12.
Parastic.
Absolutely
Paris.
sucked,
Hey,
honestly.
Hey, if there was one good player for the Knights this weekend, it was Dylan Brown.
And even then it was shit.
At least Dylan Brown.
Like
actually
even
ran
then
the ball.
even then it was bad.
Yeah.
But still.
But he wasn't as bad as the rest of the Knights.
Yeah.
That it's funny,
Um,
like you play in a team that got flogged by 38 and you're still the best player for a team that only lost by 16.
Correct. Don't know how
Oh,
that happened,
dear.
but okay. We'll
Yeah.
get to that later. Then Storm 42, Warriors 14.
Unexpected.
An
Now
unexpected
I
14.
think
this.
this was no. But it's like true to the Storm's defense. Like this really should have been closer than what it was, because Warriors had like the last 25 minutes, I would say.
Yeah.
Warriors scored 2, but they could have definitely scored another 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they had like
Yeah.
looking at it and all that. Like they were pretty much over the line 3 times.
Yeah.
Besides the 2 they scored, and the Storm's defense was just like
Immense.
next level.
Yeah, I want to point out Ryan Pappenhausen's unicorn 132 points.
Oh,
Ryan
shut
Mate,
up!
he was actually
Just
good.
because you didn't have him as your super coach.
Like, he was actually
Oh,
really
boy.
good.
I didn't think he did anything out of the ordinary.
He got 3 try assists.
Yeah.
Oh, did he
Yeah.
actually? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Wait,
did.
So
Yeah.
are we counting? Hold on. Question here: are we counting a try assist if he's passed the ball to the centre, who sets up the winger?
Yes,
Are we counting
it's
those
a try
as
assist. Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
That's bloody stupid. It should be the last person who touched the ball before the try scorer.
Okay.
It's bloody stupid.
Ryan
that.
Pappenhausen scored 17 points, 100%
That's-
the kick conversion.
He did. Oh, 17
That's-
points. Yes. To be fair, yes, he did. 17 points.
14 points, I said, sorry. With 7 conversions.
I thought you said 17. Yeah, I
No,
think so too. But 14, yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think Storm were really good. Josh King, flipping fantastic.
Yes.
Very underrated. I think he's one of the most underrated forwards in the game.
Oh,
With
definitely.
Max King.
Both
He's
the
up
King,
there with
him
Max
and
King.
Max
Both,
King.
if,
Both the
Yeah,
Kings.
both the Kings are very underrated.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, both very underrated.
Underappreciated.
I don't appreciate it. Jerome Hughes out.
Yeah.
A lot of injury coming out this. Two big injuries. Jerome Hughes and
What do you reckon? What do you reckon? 4 to 6 weeks, I reckon.
James Fisher Harris out as
Yeah.
well. I think Jerome Hughes
Yeah.
may get, 1 to 2. James Fisher Harris will get 4 to 6,
Yeah, no good.
I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
James
about
Fisher
that.
Harris
Probably.
is out of my Supercoach
Yep,
team.
he's out of mine too.
Swap him out with Mitch
He
Barnett.
wasn't even in mine, but he's out of mine too.
Just
Yeah.
wanted to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't in mine, but he's now not in mine at all.
no.
Not in
He's
consideration
decided not to do it. Yeah. Any other thoughts about this game? I just want to quote. The ruthlessness of the Storm. Maybe
Yeah,
a
they-
little bit lucky. I said this against the Eels. It's like, and everyone was like, "Oh, I remember you two were telling, it's just a first round. It shouldn't be as ruthless." But maybe you getting into round 6 now. Maybe you need to start actually putting people to the teams to the sword.
Yeah, but like what Jacob was saying, the Warriors had the ball for the last 25
That
minutes.
second half, they dominated that second half.
So
Like-
it's hard to be ruthless when you aren't really doing
Don't
much
have
with
the
the ball. So
Yeah.
I get your
Yeah.
point, but then again, wasn't it 42-0? Oh, like 42.
It was 36.
Yeah, 36-0 halftime.
Halftime.
So the job was done.
Job was done. Job was
Yeah.
done. You know what else was done?
Adam O'Brien needs to get the sack, mate.
Oh,
The Newcastle Knights are done, fellas. Put them in the mud. Give them the spoon. Awful.
Knights 4, Tigers 20. Let's talk about the Tigers first before we get to the Knights.
And we're not spending 20,000 years on Newcastle. How bad the Newcastle.
No,
Knights
we're
are
not. We're
again.
gonna do. We'll do a quick. We'll do a quick on this.
How about
'cause,
this? How about
like,
this? We do 5 minutes each.
No, that's way too long. I can
2
go
minutes
quicker
each.
than that for the Tigers.
All right.
I can go
We'll
quicker
go
than
2
that for
minutes
Tigers.
each. I'll try and get it in 2 minutes. Tigers 20,
Yeah.
Knights 4. Tigers very clinical. I'm going to do the same thing I did to Noah the week before. Okay, where I'll give you your credit. Your credit is due. Very clinical.
Yes, glaze my Tigers. Give them the glaze.
They were very clinical. They were very controlling of the ruck, which is all credit to Appy and Talon De Silva.
Oh, but you gave no credit to bloody what's his name, Reed Marnie last week.
Yeah, well, that guy can go.
Where was Phoenix Crossing this week? He was crying. He was
Oh,
crying.
Okay. I'm trying to give
Sorry.
Jake his credit here, like I did you for you last week.
Okay, you didn't really give Bulldogs much credit last week.
I gave you lots of credit last week.
No,
Yes, I
you did not. You did
not.
not. You were blaming all on the Knights. You gave the Dogs.
You
no
didn't give us any
last
credit
week.
at all.
Oh, sorry.
You were
okay.
just. You were shit talking the Knights for like 15 minutes.
Hey, is me shit talking tonight's not enough credit?
No, because you didn't say anything good about the Bulldogs.
Did I said Max Kin played
That's
well. And I said a lot of other
Yeah,
things. I swear to
No,
God I
you did not.
Oh,
No,
didn't I?
you
Oh,
didn't.
Sorry, well, my mistake.
You kept on going back how Newcastle Knights had 2 injuries in the first 5 minutes.
But it was
yeah.
still,
You kept
wasn't
going
it?
back to
I'm saying
excuses. You
facts.
kept making excuses.
You did.
Oh, well, there's no
But I-
excuses.
No,
Again,
there is no absolutely.
Jake,
think-
take the
yeah.
floor. So you take the
I
floor.
think the only downside, I wouldn't say the Tigers played perfect. There was a lot of
No,
bit of, the only thing.
hang on. From
The only thing I
a
would like.
from a neutral's perspective, this was still a very scrappy game from both teams.
Oh yeah, it was definitely no. Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I think, and this was the Tigers at full strength. So, it's a bit. I wouldn't say worrying because the Knights were useless, right? But if
Yeah.
this was a Bulldogs at a full strength or a Broncos at a full strength, I reckon
Oh
this
yeah,
would be
definitely. Yeah.
demolished. Even I could even go the Warriors. I reckon the Warriors would have pumped Newcastle this week, even though they lost to the
Yeah.
Storm. I just think with how clunky both
Yeah.
teams were, it wasn't a good game from the neutral perspective.
No.
I was just kind of hate watching them
And
both
also,
teams.
our goalkeeping fucking sucked.
It does suck.
The goalkeeping for this whole game was dog shit. 2 from 5. 2 from 5 this whole game for both sides is absolutely abysmal.
Got a question here, boys.
Yes. What you?
Do you think are the Titans better than the Dogs and Tigers? Because they scored more points than the Knights.
Who's?
Oh,
This is just woke nonsense because the Bulldogs beat the Titans in the first round, in the second round,
I'm just saying. I'm going back to my notes here.
and the Bulldogs are undefeated. Your points are invalid.
Hang on, my point. Hang on, let's have a look. Where is it?
Jacob, is his points just invalid
Oh,
for the
not
Bulldogs?
that round.
Like,
Do you know how many points you scored? You haven't even scored 50 points. You scored the least amount of points in the comp.
Hey, well, we've still got the second best defense at the comp somehow.
who's first?
Yeah, that
Who's
actually makes no sense.
who's-
Hang on,
who's-
yeah,
who's
that
first?
makes no
Doesn't make
sense.
sense.
Who's first?
Oh, Bulldogs. All I'll say, the
There
Bulldogs
you
are
go.
first.
And then you're
doesn't-
saying other Titans better than the Bulldogs?
Does Titans put more points than the Knights?
For fuck,
That's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ!
That's what I'm saying.
The bar is in hell. The bar is in hell.
Honestly,
I'm
you're
just
lucky that we let you score. You'd be 13th right now. If we didn't let you score in that last second of the game, you'd be 13th under the
Look,
Cowboys.
no shit. Things happen, you know.
You should be under the Cowboys. Having a stupid buy in round fucking 3 makes no sense.
How good's that?
We should.
How
Or
good's
whatever
that?
fucking round you had to buy in.
Can I have a go now? Can I bury my team?
Yeah, go shit. Try and glaze your Knights. Go on, go try and glaze your Knights. for 5
I
minutes or
said
whatever.
bury, but okay. Did say glaze, but bury. No excuses this round.
Yep.
Yeah, no excuses. This is it was pretty dismal.
When's Adam O'Brien getting the sack?
Oh mate, if it consistently happens every year. It consistently happens, and then somehow we make the 8, and he's fine and he's safe.
We can't be having this.
But when's enough?
now is enough.
You know,
Yeah.
when is it enough? You know, you're scoring. How many
You
points?
scored 4
10
points in the last 2 games.
Look, 4 points in 2 past 2 games. 10 points in the past 3. For a team,
You're not even
and I
averaging.
said
10,
this-
you're not even averaging 10 points a game.
No, we're not. We're not even averaging 10 points a game. But those 3 games, we scored 10 points with a team. Caleb Ponga, team with Bradman Best. I was going to say Jack Cogger, but Jack Cogger. Fletcher Sharp. Dan Gagai. Who else can you throw in? Kaipi's 4. Tyson Frizzell. Jaden Praley. Phoenix Crossley.
Don't even get me started with
Oh,
that.
he
man.
had a shocker.
He had a shocker. He did have a
Oh,
shocker.
holy! And
Yeah.
every time he did something bad, he had a sook about it, like it's the other team's fault.
Yeah.
He did. Well, to be fair, he was probably blaming
He,
his other
he got
players as
pumped.
well.
He got pumped, and then he had to cry about
Yeah,
it.
he
Oh.
absolutely smashed, and he had to go
He got
during
smacked
during
around,
block.
and then had a full.
Well,
and
to
then
be
had a
fair,
full sook.
well, what would you do if someone was leaning over you and tearing you a new one? You're not going to let the, push
I'm
him
not
out.
gonna
Anyways,
cry
let
about
me
it.
finish. Let me finish
He had a-
burying my
he had a-
own team. He's not letting me finish, but burying my own
I
team.
want to finish.
No, because I'm gonna keep doing it.
Let me finish burying my own team. Anyways.
Sorry, neighbours.
Yeah, well, So, as I was saying, very calmly, and you're dishing out 10 points in the 3 games with those players that I just listed off. When is enough enough?
Now,
Okay, I can excuse last week, as I did. I can't excuse this. No one can excuse this. Okay? You can't excuse what happened here. You could say that you're in rut. Cool. So what are you going to do when you get out? How are you going to get out of this rut?
exactly.
What is you going to do, Adam O'Brien, to get this team out of this rut? Okay? Because I'm not going to... I can blame the players all I want, but at the end of the day, it's the coaching.
Yeah.
There is some liability in, like, you look at this list, okay, like the Panthers, you're not blaming the coaching, you blame the players. In this situation here with the Knights, you're not blaming the players, you're blaming the coaching. Because this has been the game plan for the past 3 weeks, and it has not worked. Has the experiment with Fletcher Sharp not worked? I don't know. Because
It doesn't help when Jack Hogger hasn't been there.
Exactly. It hasn't. Yeah, when Jack Hogger hasn't been playing well, it can work, but not with Adam O'Brien as
No,
head coach.
you're right. Maybe they should get Ben Hornby.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, Ben Hornby sounds
Yeah,
good.
and it's almost like someone predicted him on this show. I wonder who that was.
Yeah.
What
but
round did I say he'd get sacked by?
10, I think.
Yeah,
was it?
well, we're nearly there.
I think this. I
I
think.
reckon that's a discussion for next week because
think
you
the
got the
Flames-
Sharks.
Yeah, I think the Flames are now
If you get
blowing.
pumped,
Go, Jake.
oh no, I was gonna say if you get pumped by the Sharks next week at home, you need to have some like serious discussions about
Oh yeah, definitely.
if he's the coach.
Yeah, definitely. I was just about to say, I think the Flames are now starting to blow, to grow. And I think if we get pumped next week without scoring a point, that's when we have serious discussions.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't see the Knights winning a game until round 10.
Who we got in round 10? Why?
Titans. And then again, that's a tough.
Who,
Yeah.
who we've got from now to
So you got Sharks
round 10?
this week.
Yep.
Sharks and Rabbits.
Then the Warriors
Sharks and
Anzac
Rabbits.
Day
On the
I
Warriors.
don't see the Knights winning
In-
in Anzac Day.
in New Zealand.
New Zealand.
And then
And
you got the Rabbits
on Anzac
week
Day.
after.
Rabbits.
With probably Jamie Humphries back
and Cody.
and Cody Walker. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
time to go.
Look, we can win all those games. Well, look, hear me out. Hear me out.
No.
You gotta hear me out. We can win those games.
If Adam O'Brien
If we-
gets sacked.
If we can,
You know it.
listen.
Honestly, if the
Okay,
Knights
let him
didn't score
speak.
against the Tigers, I reckon
Let
he
him
gets a
speak.
sack.
Let him speak. Let him speak.
Let me speak.
If we play like we did against the Dolphins, okay. Now we were pretty good against the Dolphins. We scored some points. We defended really well. We scored I think it was 26 points. I think, which is good.
Did you
Great.
win?
We did win.
Ooh.
We did win against the Dolphins. If we play like that, then okay. Then I think we're moving in a positive direction. But I think we can win. This is the key word there.
What's the
Can.
percentage for you winning?
10.
I wouldn't even give you 10. I
I'm going to give myself 10.
wouldn't even give you 10.
I will still
I
show up
wouldn't.
every game.
I'd give you 5.
Just give us 5. Well, that's good enough, I guess.
Give you 2.
Well, Jake's been
At least
lenient here.
there's a chance.
There is a chance. Look, I just think, it's... Where is the team from round 1? Well, you were at that game with me, and we were playing really expensive.
Well, you're only playing expensive in the last 20 minutes.
Which is, when it's too late. When we're already down by 20 points or 16 points, and we've got to play catch-up footy. You got to do it from day one. Go.
Yeah.
That first half in that Titans game where we freaking came out and just started throwing the ball around, and then just fell into our shell. And then pretty much Adam O'Brien was like, "What? None of that shit
That's
anymore."
fair. Yeah, that's fair.
And then you saw what happened against the Bulldogs. We saw what happened against the Tigers. And if it happens again this weekend, then we're gonna have some,
TV will be going off.
Yeah.
maybe,
TV might be going off.
or I might,
And not by the
need to
remote.
feel,
And not by the
Go
remote.
front of the walk.
or maybe I need to,
Maybe
play some Rugby League Live 4 again.
take your frustration out there.
Yeah. Anyways, rant over.
Anyways, round 7, fellas.
Bulldogs
That's
had the
a-
bye.
What else had a boy?
Another win.
Oh yeah.
100
Any
0.
injuries?
Nah.
Oh, that's good.
100 0. Actually got Matt
That's
Burton
good.
back this week, so that's good.
Oh,
And kick out.
And
Oh,
kicks.
kick out's 75%. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get through
But
those
Burton's
round 7
back.
games.
Yeah, let's
Shall
go
we?
through these games.
Okay.
Yep.
Manly v Dragons.
Manly. Okay, another game of inconsistence. Oh, jeez.
Dragons win
Whoa.
Yeah, I reckon Dragons win too.
28 18.
This is in Brookie, by the way.
I don't
I'm just
care.
gonna let you know.
Don't
I'm
care.
gonna let
That's
you know.
fine.
This is in Brookie.
Yeah.
2018.
No, I
28,
can't pick the
18.
Dragons. I can't pick Dragons. I'm going Manly.
Man of the match.
The match.
Clint Gutherson against his former side.
No, yeah, fair enough.
Former side, yes.
Former side, yep.
Someone coming
Are we
through
about to
our
get
door,
robbed?
mate. Yeah. I think we're about to get robbed here. They can come join the podcast. Hey, come join the podcast. Jake, you said Manly?
Yeah, I can't pick the Dragons. I'm a Dragons hater. I can't pick the Dragons.
I'm a Manly hater, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I reckon.
Score?
You know what? Luke Brooks, man of the match.
Did you say the score?
24-20.
Okay. Nice
420. Nice. I'm going to go Manly. I'm going to go 30-12. I'm going to go for Ruben Garrick. Man of the match. Bulldogs v Rabbitohs.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bulldogs.
Auckland Bulldogs here across the park.
Th-
Man of the match.
38 16.
Mhm.
Connor Tracy in the match.
Connor Tracy man of the match. Jake.
Yeah, Bulldogs. I think it's going to be 30-18. Man of the match. You know what? Matt Burton gets man of the match on his match back.
My boy.
On his
My boy.
return. Bulldogs 26. Rabbitohs 16. I think it'll be a good game. You know what? He's in the news lately. Being shopped around.
Reed Marnie.
I'm going to go Reed Marnie.
Ooh.
I think Reed Marnie.
Ooh.
I think Reed Marnie calls us a punch up here. My bold
He
prediction.
probably does.
Oh, you wouldn't surprise me, honestly. It's a good Friday game. Wouldn't surprise me.
Wait, if he causes a punch up on the field, then there's going to be like at least 20 punch ups in the crowd.
Definitely.
Yeah, probably.
Actually, I want to address that. Quite a lot of punch-ons, actually.
Yeah,
like,
it's
in
just people are
Guernsey
just being
Stadium.
reckless. Just calm it down. It's
Yeah,
just a game of football.
too much drinking.
It's just
Yeah,
a
too
game
much
of
drinking.
football.
I think maybe we need to look at if this keep going, banning the alcohol.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Anyways, continue on.
Dolphins v Storm.
Yeah.
Storm.
Storm. Up at Suncorp, so Storm.
They love Suncorp.
Yeah, Storm.
Score prediction. Man of the match.
Yeah.
40
Wow.
to 18.
Yep.
Ryan Pappenau's a man of the match.
Oh yeah,
No,
with
it's
his
funny, I was
magic,
gonna
with
say-
his unicorns.
No, fuck off.
I was
200
going to
points.
say 46-12 and Pappy man of the match.
Just
I was
leave
gonna say
him
Pappy
alone.
man of the match.
Just because he's going to be the New South Wales fullback and you can't admit that I'm right.
I love Pappy. Pappy's my goat.
What do you
Leave
mean?
him
I've got him
alone.
as my fullback.
I know, but you always seem to hate on me every time I pick him for a man of the match.
No, I don't. I just couldn't believe that he got
How-
132
He's my man of the
points.
match.
How often does he hate on me when I pick him for man of the match, Jacob?
Always.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, always in the group chat too.
Always.
I don't even hate them, man. I just,
Yeah, why?
You know,
Then why?
I don't know. I just thought the 132 points were just. I can't believe that he's got that. I'm gonna go Storm.
136.
I'm gonna go Storm. 44-14. Cameron Munster made the match.
I like it.
150 unicorn.
Oh, Jesus.
For Cameron Munster. Alright, Warriors v Broncos.
Go on.
Warriors.
Oh, it's called Warriors. Warriors. I've gone Broncos.
Broncos.
Broncos 34. Warriors 20. Ben Hunt made that match.
Ooh,
I think
I reckon 26-20 and Wayne Egan gets man of the match.
26-20.
I think it's going to be 32-28. Broncos.
Good scoreline. Yep.
I think he'd been copping a lot of slack recently online. Reece Walsh, man of the match.
Yeah, has
Oh,
performed the
very
best,
good.
the best of his ability, has he?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
We'll see
No.
it soon. He's a good player.
This is going to be close. Roosters v Panthers.
I hate the Roosters.
Roosters.
I hate the Roosters.
I'm going Roosters.
Panthers.
Roosters.
Um,
Go score.
16-12.
16-12 man of the match, Jake.
Sandon Smith, I reckon.
24-10 Panthers.
Ooh, okay. Roosters do have that tendency to not score
Yes.
points in games.
Yeah.
Let's go. I don't know. Liam Martin, man of the match. Because apparently he's not good enough for State of Origin.
Yeah.
He's not in your team.
No, it's one of my turn. I had to double check. I'm going to go Roosters. I'm going to go 22, 23, 23, 14. Hugo Savali, man of the match.
Very good.
Next game, Titans v Raiders.
Raiders.
Raiders. Oh, wait. Raiders? I thought
Raiders.
Titans were premiership.
I reckon they're
Raiders.
going to put 50 on American.
I think they're going to put 50 on again.
Oh, I don't think they're going to put 50. I'm not
I reckon
going
they're
to
going to put
Where
50
is
on.
it?
Yeah.
Gold Coast.
Raiders will smash
No,
them.
I still reckon 50.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think 50.
Oh, maybe not 50.
I reckon it's going to be 50-10. 50-10.
50-10, man of the match.
Savage.
I'm going
Because he's in my team.
Oh,
44-18.
Uh-huh.
And Big Red man of the match. Corey
I'm
Oscar.
going to go Raiders 48.
48?
Raiders 48. It's not 50.
I
It's
know,
48.
but you were saying, they're not going to score 50.
It's not 50.
No, but the way you said it was like they weren't going to even get close to 50.
No, it's not close to 50 at all. 2 points
2
off.
points off.
Yeah, it's not close to 50
These
at all.
guys are drugs.
Raiders 48, Titans 46.
What?
Fuck off. No. Hurry up, whatever. Hurry up. Yeah. Who's your man of the match? Hurry up. Yeah. That's bullshit. Yep, hurry up. Who's your man of the match? Yeah, no. I don't believe that.
I think it'll look good. I think it'll be a big scoreline. I think.
Yeah, who's your man of the match? Who's your man of the match? Don't explain it. We know your Titans Glazer. Well, who's your man of the match? Don't explain it.
Jamal Fogarty, my man of the match. 2-point field goal.
Yeah. Okay.
It goes to golden point.
Fucking 2-point field goal. Fuck off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, Jamal Fogarty kicks 2-point field goal now. I've been laughing.
Yeah, but not an extra time, no.
It'll happen in extra time. You watch. I'm going to clip this move right now.
All
Next
right.
game.
Next
Night
game.
Sharks.
Knights v the Sharks.
Sharks. I don't care. Even if they're inconsistent, they're still the Sharks.
Man of the match in points.
No, Lockie, you go first.
Do you want me to go
Yes,
first?
please.
Yeah, you go first. Yeah, you go
Do you want me
first.
to
You
go
go
first?
first. Yes.
You ready? Golden point.
Okay. So
Now
two golden point games in a row.
So 2 golden point games in a row. Not very unlikely, but likely. Now we haven't beaten the Sharks in like forever.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go Knights break the hoodoo.
Okay.
8-7. Oh no, not 8-7. 8-9. You can't tell me that's not a realistic scoreline.
Realistic? No, it's not really. Not really.
You cannot tell me. Look, I'm putting logistics into it. Sharks are inconsistent. Knights can't score points.
At least when Sharks are inconsistent, they score more than 12 points a game.
The Knights' defense is second best in the league, mate. somehow they're second best in the league.
Yes, but have the worst attack.
That's why they're only scoring 9 points.
So they shouldn't be scoring any points though.
They still have points. They scored 10 points in
3 games.
3 games, so they're going to score 9 points in this game.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna guess 30-12 to the Sharks.
That's
You know what? And Will Kennedy man of the match.
How good Will Kennedy? I actually predicted Will Kennedy get man of the match in the Sharks game, and he got man of the match. Yeah, he did.
Interesting.
How good's that?
I think the Sharks win.
By the way, 12 points for the Knights right now is a bit ridiculous there, Jake. I'm not gonna lie.
68.
Yeah, I know, but I'm being optimistic.
Okay.
68-6.
Now that's a bit ridiculous. That's a bit of a kick on.
No, I don't think so.
That's a bit of a kick. Second best defense in the league, and you've got them leaking 68 points.
You haven't really played a good team besides the Bulldogs, and they put 20 on you.
Exactly.
And we had all our players. We had our 3 main attacking players missing.
Exactly. Why would you put? What?
All right, speak to
You think Nico Hines is going to assist to?
No. We're not going to go through his rage bait. No. We can do his rage bait next week. All right.
You can speak to me next week when it happens.
If it happens, if it's
All right.
8-9 next week, you're gonna be eating a hat, mate. All right, next game, Tigers v Eagles.
Titans v Eagles.
I'm gonna go fuck it.
Tigers.
Eagles 50-0.
Yeah, that's all right. You did that last time too.
Dylan Brown bear the match. Fucking scores 10 tries.
Tigers 24-6. So Tigers.
No, I'm only kidding. Tigers win.
No. You're going with your first prediction.
Tigers.
Oh, no, I'll go
Your
for
first
Dylan Brown
prediction.
bear the match. Sweet, cool.
Tigers 20. Tigers 23. Eagles 22. I think this will be the golden point game.
Yeah.
You think this will be the golden game? Yeah.
Easter Monday.
It's normally a golden point game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what. Look, I know I said
And I
Eagles
reckon Luai
50-0.
man the match.
I know I said Eagles 50-0, but I think. Who's your man of the match before I continue?
Let's go, Adam Dewey.
Adam Doohay.
Kicks a
Yeah,
field
fair
goal
enough.
to win.
As I said, I was 50-0, being unrealistic though. But it is normally a good game.
All right.
Doesn't matter where. It's like kind of like that Anzac game from Roosters Dragons. Doesn't matter where you are on the ladder.
Yeah.
They always come out and play. So, but yeah, review.
I got to jump
and
off,
preview
fellas,
done.
but you can finish the podcast.
What's up?
I got to jump off. I got stuff to do, but you can
Oh,
finish the podcast.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah. Playing a bit
Yeah.
late, but
That's okay, Jacob.
you can finish the pod.
All right. Well, Jake, say
I'll
bye
catch
to
yous
the
later.
audience.
Goodbye,
Bye,
Jacob.
everyone. I'm leaving a bit early, but I'll catch you next week.
Bye,
Bye,
Jacob.
Jacob.
Bye, fellas.
Bye.
He's done. He's gone. He's
gone.
gone.
Oh, I didn't even play my
We
game.
didn't even play your game, but I'll play your game for you.
You play my
Yeah,
game
I
for
will.
me?
I
You will? Oh, are we still on?
We're still on. We're still
We're still
recording.
on. Oh, we're still
Yeah.
recording. Oh, we're just going to take this off. Oh, now this is really relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah, how shit's that Jacob guy? How fucking
Oh
shit's he?
Jesus! All right, let's play your game.
All right, let's play a game. So we're going to play a game. It's going to we're calling it higher or lower. I think everyone has heard this game before.
Yes.
So I'm going to say a player.
Yes.
I'm going to say how many games they have played. Oh no, we'll close the back door so we don't get robbed. So I'm going to say a player. I'm going to say, I don't know, who's a player? Maybe we'll go Noah. Noah's played 264 games.
Hell yeah.
And now he's got a guest.
No. I don't want to see your paper.
Oh, you want to see
Yeah.
him? Sorry. And now he's got a guess whether the next player I say, which will be, let's say, Lockie, and he's got to guess whether I've played higher games with him or lower games than him. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so first player, we're going to go with Gareth Widdop.
How many games is?
He's played 195 games in the NRL, so it doesn't count for Super League. No Origins, no Internationals, just NRL. Now, higher or lower? Lottie DeCurie.
Lower.
Lower. How much lower do you
I
reckon?
don't know.
What do you think? How many games do you reckon?
I reckon 172.
Oh,
Was it
you're
close?
close. It is
Oh,
lower.
yeah.
You are correct. 167.
Oh, I was close.
That was correct. All right. Lottie Curie, 167. Matthew Gidley.
Higher.
What do you reckon?
I don't know, probably 200 odd.
And 200.
200 odd. 200,
Yeah, correct.
222. Did I get it right? Did I get that right?
Oh, you one off. 221.
Oh, wow.
Matthew Gidley. So you are correct. Higher. This might be a good one.
Yep.
Matthew Gidley, 221. Higher or lower? Jamie Soward.
Oh, Jamie Soward, he did play a lot. He was.
He did play.
I'm going to go higher,
You gotta go
Yeah.
higher. How much?
but not much. I'm going to say like 240.
Ooh. What? You're off.
Oh,
Higher.
yes.
226.
Oh, only just. Told you it'd only be just.
Yeah, but just, yeah.
Okay.
Jamie Soward, 226. Higher or lower? Cody Walker.
Lower. Lower.
How many games do you reckon he's played?
He hasn't reached the 200 mark yet. I don't think. Or has he? I'm not sure.
I don't
I don't know. I'm going to be safe and go 203 games.
217.
Oh,
So we are lower and correct.
I am still correct.
Lower. Okay. Higher or lower? Cody Walker, 217. Frank Pritchard.
Big Frank.
Frank.
Lower.
You reckon low? Frank Pritchard's played lower.
I don't know. That one's a tough one. Because he went over to the Super League for a while.
And remember that?
Yeah, it doesn't count. So I'm thinking all that time, he played only one season for Parramatta.
Mm-hmm.
Played 4 seasons for the Bulldogs.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm going to go lower. Oh, really?
No, incorrect. He's played higher. 266.
Oh, wow.
He played for
Yeah,
Panthers,
yeah.
and he played for
Oh,
Roosters.
I forgot about the Roosters, I think.
So
Yeah.
he played a few years of the Roosters.
wow.
All right. Next one. Frank Pritchard or Pedro
Civoniceva.
How much?
Higher.
Yep.
He would be reaching the 300.
Mm-hmm.
294.
Incorrect. Oh,
Oh,
incorrect. He is
okay.
higher, but the games is incorrect.
Oh, yeah.
309.
Okay, so he
So
did.
he did crack the
he
300. All right. Next one. Pedro Civoniceva, 309. Darren Lockyer.
Darren Lockyer. Yeah.
Higher.
Higher.
How much?
I don't know. I just think he's played like 323 games. Yeah.
Higher. 355.
Okay. Yeah. I knew it was higher.
Yeah.
I knew it was higher.
This next one, this might trick him or stump him. Because fun fact, he doesn't know who this player is. We both,
Okay, you don't need
me and Jacob both gave him a hiding for it. So Darren Lockyer, 355, higher or lower. Arthur Beaton. Hey, who's Arthur Beaton, Noel?
Yeah, he's the first Australian captain, Indigenous captain.
Correct.
I know he is. He's actually.
No,
Where was he born? He was born in Roma.
he was born in Rome.
Roma.
In Italy.
No, in
Roma in
Queensland.
Italy. Roma in
Mate,
Italy.
this guy doesn't know anything. Jesus, it's spelled with
Yes.
R-O-M-A, not with an E.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
the football club. Roma.
Oh Jesus, this
Like how that's how it's spelled?
no,
Similar?
Rome spelled R-O-M-E.
Roma.
Yeah,
It's like the football club
yeah,
Roma.
it's spelled with an E, not an A.
Is it not? I thought Roma was spelled with
I don't
O-R-M-A.
think so. I might be being dumb right now.
I think I've got you here, mate. I think I've got you here in the
I
soccer.
think yeah, probably. My brain's confuzzled.
I've
I've
got you,
had
mate.
a long weekend.
Yeah,
A very long weekend.
I think I've got you here, mate.
No, I'm right.
Rome with the A, the Roma, the football club.
No, because it. Oh, it is. I'm surprised. Anyways.
Are you surprised how I know
Yeah, and I should know that really.
that? Okay, Arthur Beaton. Higher or
Lower.
lower than Darren? Lower. What do you reckon?
I don't know, because there wasn't many teams back in those days, so they weren't playing as long seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Now you'll be surprised about this fact, actually.
I'm just saying lower. I can't
Lower?
give you exact.
It is lower, correct. He played 277 games. He did play for the Redcliffe Dolphins when they were a professional
Yes.
team back then. You know, he also played for most of his time at the eastern suburbs
Yes, your Roosters
as well. So after beats and ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, got
There you
one
go.
wrong.
Got one wrong.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. That'd be something we look into tomorrow if, one of our co-hosts don't,
Ditch.
leaves, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Very unprofessional. But that's okay. That's what we hear at the Armchair Coaches.
We're very unprofessional here.
Very unprofessional. Anything else you would like to talk about during the
I think that's it, really.
sports? This weekend, big weekend for me this weekend. Lots of sports going on. Lots of rugby league. Lots of wrestling going on.
too.
So I'm going to be up the wazoo.
Yeah, I
mate.
know. You're gonna be
I'm going to walk in here in the podcast looking like I've had no sleep.
on some meth. What? What? That's crazy. Why would you say that?
Whoa,
Why would
man.
you say that?
Why would you bring
Why
that
would
up,
you say
man?
that?
Oh, man, it's a bye,
Jacob, why would you
guys.
say that?
Yeah, Jacob, come on, man.
Jacob.
Jacob.
It's all
why
Jacob's
would you-
fault.
Yeah, that's all his fault, man. Man.
Man,
That's a bit up the wazoo, mate. Maybe we should end it here.
we're definitely gonna end here.
I think we got to end it
it's
here.
definitely gonna
All
end it
right.
here.
So you want to end this, mate?
Yeah, definitely will.
Okay.
All right. Oh, jeez, what a mess. What a mess. All right, thank you guys for listening to another amazing podcast. Remember to leave us 5-star ratings on Spotify.
Not 1, not 2, not 7,
5.
5.
Give us a follow on Spotify too. Don't forget to leave us a like and a comment on YouTube and subscribe.
Do apologize.
Yeah,
for
sorry for not releasing it last week's pod on
Hey,
YouTube.
guess what?
That was
Hey,
that was a
thing?
YouTube thing. It wasn't a
YouTube thing. So just blame YouTube. But guess what? Are you going to
I'm
re-upload
gonna
it?
try and re-upload it. Yeah.
He's going to try and re-upload it. And guess what? For your school holidays here in Australia, don't know about America, but school holidays for Australia, why not watch 2?
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Watch 2.
Why not?
Something to do during school holidays.
Why not?
If you've got kids bouncing off walls, hey, put them in front
Put
of the
him
TV.
in front of the armchair coaches.
Hey, put them in front of the armchair coaches and go, mate, listen to this
And
influential.
I hear that
Beep, 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 beep.
Lockie and I
Oh,
are
Whoa,
going to
what
be
am I
doing a goal kicking challenge.
oh, are
Yes.
we? Oh,
Yes, we are.
Ooh, dates to be confirmed.
Dates to be confirmed, but watch out for that.
Watch out for that. How good is
know.
that?
I haven't even
Oh.
confirmed about it, but it's
Yeah,
happening.
no, he hasn't even talked to me about it, but yeah, it's happening. Yeah, how good. So watch out,
Watch
for,
out
that.
for that.
Maybe, so we're doing everything. We're
not?
just not a podcast
not?
now.
All right.
What is going to
All
do
right.
this?
Thank you guys for listening. See you in
ya.
the next one.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Peace.